Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello students, today we will discuss the left out properties that were remained in the last video lecture to discuss. Today we will discuss them first, and then afterwards some more properties we have to discuss. Okay, so let us start with those properties those were left out in the last video lecture, and today we will discuss them first. Okay, so in the last video lecture I have told you that it is a p block of the periodic table and contains a lot of elements from group number 13 to group number 18, and their electronic configuration of the valence shell was ns2np126. okay, so there were a number of elements, and a different type of elements are there, we have non-metal also, we have metalloids also, and we have metals also. So their chemistry is quite diversified, and we have to study about that chemistry. So rest of the properties let discuss first. What was the properties left in the last video lecture? The first, it was oxidizing power. Okay, so student, what you understand by the oxidizing power? What is oxidizing power? Oxidizing power, first we have to understand what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent. Okay, when you do any reduction and oxidation reaction, when any reaction takes place and one of the element it is going to increase its oxidation state and another its oxidation state it is going to be decrease. We have taken an example of chlorine. Chlorine, it is going to be converted into chlorine ion, okay, by adding one electron. So what is happening here in this reaction? In this reaction, the oxidation state of chlorine, it was 0. Now it becomes -1. Now chlorine's oxidation state is decreasing. Here we can say that chlorine, it is going to be reduced. Okay, and there should be any element or any species those are providing this electron. Okay, those are reducing to chlorine. Okay, so whatever the species those are providing the electron to reduce some element or atom of an element, that kind of species we call as reducing agent. And in opposite to that, the species which are going to take the electrons, okay, which are removing the electron, which have tendency to accept the electron, that kind of species are called oxidizing agent. Okay, so what is oxidizing agent and what is reducing agent? I am going to write here. What is oxidizing agent? Oxidizing agent, those who receive electrons. Okay, what is oxidizing agent? Those who accept electrons. Okay, the species those are going to accept electron, those are going to take away electron from atom of an element, that kind of species are called oxidizing agent. And what is reducing agent? Reducing agent is just opposite to that of oxidizing agent, those who lose electrons, who lose electrons, those are donating electrons. Like in the case of chlorine, I told you a species should be there which is providing this electron to the chlorine atom, so that its oxidation state it is going to be -1 from 0. Okay, so oxidation state it is going to be decrease here, So chlorine is reducing, and some species must be there, some kind of compound there should be, which is providing this electron, E electron, to this chlorine atom. So whatever species is providing this electron to the chlorine atom, that we call as reducing agent. And those who takes away of electron, like aluminum atom, it is there, it is going to be converted into aluminum 3 plus ion and plus 3 electrons. So there must be any species, those can take these 3 electrons, that species will be called as oxidizing agent. So here we have to study oxidizing power. So oxidizing power there should be of oxidizing agent. Okay, so whatever the species having electron gaining tendency, if this electron gaining tendency is getting more and more as we are moving to the anyways in the periodic table, whether from top to bottom, whether from left to right in a period, if this electron gaining tendency it is going to be increased, that we say that oxidizing power it is going to be increased. If this electron gaining tendency it is decreasing, then we say that oxidizing power it is going to be decreased. So student, it is very much clear if we talk about the p block elements and 13 to 18th group, and we are moving from left to right in a period. Okay, 13 to 18th group, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and there was boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Okay, if we are moving like this from left to right in a period, okay, if we are moving from left to right in a period, what happens is electron gaining tendency is getting more or it is getting less. Okay, so we know that fluorine is highly electronegative element. It is second highly electronegative element. So as we are moving from 13 to 18 group, electron gaining tendency is getting decreased because the size is shrinking and the nuclear charge in the nucleus it is going to be increased. So the elements are getting to electron gaining tendency, it is getting more. Okay, so if electron gaining tendency is getting more, we say that oxidizing power it is increasing. So here we can say that oxidizing power is increasing. It is increasing as we move from left to right in a period. Okay, what about top to bottom? Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium. If we talk about these elements from top to bottom in a group, so when top to bottom in a group we are going, then we can see that the size it is going to be increased, electronegativity it is going to be decreased because nuclear charge is increasing, but along with that the size is also increasing. So to the outermost electron the nuclear force becomes weak, so electron gaining tendency it becomes less. So oxidizing power it is going to be decreased here. Okay, so it's quite simple. What is oxidizing power? It is electron gaining tendency. Okay, the elements which is going to be take more and more electrons, their oxidizing power is more, and those are going to give their electron, their reducing power is more. So oxidizing character it is increasing from left to right in a period and it is decreasing from top to bottom in a group. Okay, this is the common trend of oxidizing power. And once again let me tell you, we are not talking about the scale, and I am not writing the oxidizing power of this element is this one and that element is this one. Okay, it's just a common trend we are talking about, how this oxidizing power we should see. Okay, you might have understood what is oxidizing agent, what is reducing agent, and how the oxidizing power it is going to be changed when we are moving from left to right in a period, when we are moving from top to bottom in a group. Okay, you must keep remember this. Then afterward we have very important phenomena, that is higher oxidation state and lower oxidation state. So let first understand what is higher oxidation state of the elements of p block and what is the lower oxidation state. Then we will see how the stability it is going to be changed when we are moving from top to bottom in a group. Okay, so just for the group we are going to discuss the higher oxidation state and the lower oxidation state. So first you have to understand what is higher oxidation state, or we simply say that highest oxidation state. What is highest oxidation state of the element of p block? That is group number -10. Okay, if the group number is subtracted with 10, whatever the number will be left, that will be the highest oxidation state of the group. Like we have group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So what should be the higher oxidation state of group number 13? That must be +3. It must be +4. It must be +5, +6, +7 and +8, so on. Okay, so this is the highest oxidation state when we are moving from left to right in a period. And how to calculate the highest oxidation state? It must be group number -10. Okay, if the same we have to talk about for the lower oxidation state or the lowest oxidation state, we say lowest oxidation state. So for the lowest oxidation state we should say the highest oxidation state -2. Okay, I'll tell you what is the reason of subtracting 2. So highest oxidation state is subtracted with 2. So what will be left, what the number will be left, that is the lower oxidation state. So 3 minus 2, it is +1, here it is +2, here it is +3 and here it is +4. Okay, we talk about the lowest oxidation state, highest oxidation state -2 up to the group number 16. There it is one effect we have to understand, and that is called inert pair effect. Okay, what is inert pair effect? Inert pair effect is the reluctance of NS electron to participate in bonding. Actually the NS electron, the electrons present in the S subshell of outermost shell, they are not participating in bonding. Okay, then only we have only one option, that is p electrons present in the p subshell. They only participate, and due to these electrons only the oxidation state we see, that is called lower oxidation state. So here if we write the electronic configuration of 13th group, that is NS2 and NP1. Okay, if NS electrons are not going to be participate on bonding, then there will be only p orbital. Okay, so p orbital having only one electron, unpaired electron, so its oxidation state, the lower oxidation state, we will see from the electron present in the p subshell. Okay, here what should be the lowest oxidation state? NS2 and P2. So there is only 2 electrons in the p subshell, so the lowest oxidation state it is +2 and the higher state it is +4. So because when they are going to expand their electronic configuration, so this NS electron, it is going to shift its one of the electron in the vacant p orbital or vacant d orbital, as the number of orbitals are present over there, as per it depends upon the element that we are talking about. Okay, so when NS electrons are not participate in bonding and they are not taking part in bonding, we see the oxidation state as per the number of electron present in the p subshell of outermost shell. So that decides the lower oxidation state. Okay, a very simple thing we have to discuss here. It was inert pair effect. Reluctance shown by the ns electron to participate in bonding, it is called inert pair effect. And due to inert pair effect, there we can see the lowest oxidation state from group number 13 to group number 18, because actually this work till group number 16. Okay, so here we have to discuss about the stability of highest oxidation state and lowest oxidation state in a group. If we see that the trend of highest oxidation state and lowest oxidation state in a group, let's talk about the family of carbon, that is carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Okay, these are the elements we have in the carbon family: carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. So as we move down the group, the stability of highest oxidation state it is decreases. Okay, it is decreases, and stability of lowest oxidation state, it is going to increase. I think you have understood this one. So the stability of higher oxidation state, it is going to be decreased down the group, and the lowest oxidation state, it is going to be increased down the group. There we can say that the compounds of the lowest element more stable if they are found in the lowest oxidation state. Let's take an example. Which compound it is more stable out of PbCl4 and PbCl2? Okay, both the compounds we found in nature, and which it is more stable. One more example we have PbO2 and PbO. Okay, so out of these elements, out of these compounds, which compound it is more stable? So lead, it is lying downside of the group number 14. It is the last member. It is present in the 6th period of group number 14. So there which oxidation state must be very stable. So +2 oxidation state must be stable, and +4 it is unstable. That is why when we are heating this PbCl4, it converts into PbCl2 and release chlorine gas. Same happens with PbO2. So when PbO2 is heated, it forms PbO and oxygen gas is released. Okay, so why we are seeing this property of the lead compounds, lead chloride and lead tetrachloride converts to lead chloride, lead dichlorides, and gives out the chlorine gas, and same has happened with the PbO2 and PbO. So it is happening just due to because the +4 oxidation state of lead, it is less stable, and +2 oxidation state, it is more stable. So as we move down in a group, the stability of highest oxidation state, it is going to be decreased, and stability of lower oxidation state, it is going to be increase. Okay students, so this was for today's the common trend of the properties, and in the next video lecture surely we will talk about the next properties like metallic character and non-metallic character, and out of them we will find out how the oxides are going to be changed of these metals and non-metals. Okay, when we are talking about the oxides, are their acidic character or their basic character, it is how it is going to be changed. Okay, what should be the trend of these oxides when we are talking about top to bottom and left to right in a period. Okay, till then, thank you so much.
Do self-study at home and stay home, save lives.